Okay, when you're ready, just close your eyes and try and keep these closed throughout. It's also okay if you drift off to sleep. As you lie yourself back, you can settle down and begin to relax and just make yourself nice and comfortable. You can notice the weight of your head resting there on the pillow, and you can be aware of your head relaxing on the pillows, knowing that those pillows will fully support the full weight of your head, so you don't have to hold any stress or tension in your shoulders or neck. You can just let your head rest back, nice and relaxed, and let go. And you can relax your shoulders too, because you know that couch will fully support you. It can take your full weight, your full height, every muscle, every fibre of your being as you just relax back into that couch, fully supported. Because now is the time for you to do nothing. You don't have to be anywhere, and you don't have to do anything. You can just lie back and relax, and your mind can drift and dream as you hear all the sounds around you, the sounds outside. None of these things need to distract or disturb you, as they comfortably remind you that the world is safely still turning. And you can allow yourself a moment to just rest back, relax, and let go. You can let go of any tension in your stomach or across your shoulders. Ease off those muscles in your back and down your spine, and along the muscles in your legs, down through your ankles and all the way to your feet, your toes, even your arms, and every finger, loosening and relaxing, perfectly at ease. Drifting and dream with your thoughts as you pay attention to your breathing, that gentle rise and fall that happens all by itself. And with every breath you take, and with every word I speak, you can just let go. As you relax there, listening and enjoying these moments all for yourself, you can let your mind drift and dream. And I'd like you to imagine something for me. You are standing at the top of 10 steps. 10 beautiful stairs in an old stately home. Somewhere you've been or somewhere you've seen. In a film. Or on television. Or perhaps it's somewhere new. A place you are creating all for yourself, right now. But you know that as you make your way down those stairs, you will find yourself relaxing more and more. And with every number I count, you can just let go of any stress, and tension, and just drift down into a wonderfully quiet and calm place. And at the bottom of the steps is a short corridor that leads to a door to a very special place. A room where no one ever goes but you. And in that room you can feel just exactly as you'd want to feel here today. Relaxed, refreshed, and perfectly at ease. And to find this place, all you need to do is make your way down those stairs. So as I count down from 10 to 0, you can just find yourself relaxing with each number. Drifting deeper now, my voice following, as I count 10. Just find yourself relaxing more and more, Every step down taking you closer to that room inside. 2, 9. Stepping down now. 2, 8. Perfectly at ease as you carry on down to 7. And there's a handrail strong and solid on the wall alongside you. Worn smooth by years of use, and you realise that you've been down this stairway many, many times, and that this room exists inside you already, ready to be accessed to gain the strength and understanding you already possess. And 6. There's a picture on the wall beside you, a picture that inspires you as you watch it for me. And I don't know if it's a picture or perhaps a photograph of someone you know, someone you love, or a painting of a special place that gives you peace or confidence, somewhere special you've been, or somewhere you know. Or perhaps it's still a swirling mass of colour that hasn't quite formed yet, creating a feeling of strength that comes to you directly, deep from within your subconscious, allowing you to trust in this process as you take another step down to 5. Halfway down those steps, curious as to what you'll find as you continue down from 4 to 3, almost as if you're walking on a cushion of air, not quite touching the steps anymore, floating on down from 3 to 2. Every muscle just loosening and relaxing. You can see that hallway and you can see the door at the end as you look forward to finding that room. That special place deep inside. A place you already know exists. You're just finding it for yourself again now. As you step down from 2 to 1. Almost all the way down those stairs now. Just floating down that final step from 1 to 0. And you can relax your shoulders. Every muscle, every fibre of your being perfectly at ease. And you make your way along that corridor that's lined with pictures. Pictures of people or places that inspire you, that keep you safe and make you feel comfortable. Reminders of all the success you've already achieved in your life. Certificates, smiling faces of friends and family and loved ones. And as you walk down along that corridor, you walk past a grandfather clock. An old antique grandfather clock. And you can hear it ticking, marking the gentle pass of time. As you stop and look at the hands on the face, you suddenly understand that the sound of the tick is just the sound of a moment passing, and that the space in between the ticks is where we truly exist. The space in between the ticks is the very moment in which all is real. And you can choose to place your mind in that space. Now, as you watch the hands slowly moving around the face, realising that although they've been round so many times, every second of every minute, of every hour, of every day, for weeks, months, years, decades and centuries, those hands can only tell you of the very moment in which you truly exist. Now. Because the past is gone, and gone with it is any opportunity to change what's happened. And yet you understand that the wonderful truth is that we don't have to change the past. You have coped with and survived everything from your past. And the future is just a dream that you can colour with bright, clear possibility. You can choose to imagine your future just as you wish it to be. You can fill it with all the joy and happiness and all the success that you truly deserve. But it all begins in this very moment where all is real, in between the ticks of the clock. And before you move on from the clock in front of you, you see your reflection in the glass window of the cabinet. And as the pendulum swings back and forth deep inside, back and forth, back and forth, and you catch your reflection and notice something has changed. As you stand reflected in that glass, something has already changed. You can't quite catch what it is. Perhaps it's you are standing more confidently, or that there's a smile on your face, or happiness in your eyes. A joy radiating from you that you can witness in that reflection of yourself now. This inspires you as you turn and move forward, floating down along that corridor to the door of that room where no one ever goes but you. And in that room which you can discover so much about yourself, and how you'll find that comfort, peace and understanding that already exists deep inside you. For in that room you can imagine and create and rehearse and be the person you seek to be, the person you truly are. Before you open that door, you study it, and you catch its every detail. You notice whether it's hinged on the left or the right, its size, its shape, its colour, texture, design. Will it open towards you or away? Will it creak or glide open? Is it light or heavy, old or new? And you see the handle, and before you reach out to open the door, you notice the lock. And I wonder where the key is. Is it in your pocket or around your neck on a length of string? Or is it already in your hand? An old, ornate brass key that's cool to touch but warming as you hold it in your hand. Wherever that key is, you know that this room is never locked to you, and that this room is always accessible to you now, because all you need to do is just simply remember that it exists, deep inside you, right now. Because to open the door, you simply use your mind. Your mind is the key that unlocks that door. As you find yourself stepping through into a room that's just exactly as you choose it to be, all around you flows a feeling of safety and comfort, bringing a strength that flows through you and radiates from you, inspiring you to trust in the positive future that you create for yourself. Each day you feel more confident, more capable, and more connected with all your inner skills and resources that are waiting here, now, for you to tap into and enjoy. And you know, one of the most important things in life is confidence. We all need a little confidence from time to time, to help us deal with whatever life has in store for us. In fact, some of us may even need a bit more confidence than others. And that's because we've forgotten just how confident we can naturally be. And you know, that confidence was always really there in the first place. We just forgot to look in the right place for it. We were looking outside instead of inside. That's right. Because confidence is the key to success in our lives. Confidence in our ability to do those things we want to do. Those things we need to do to enable us to achieve any goal or target we set. And you know where that confidence comes from? That's right, it comes from within. There's nothing magical about it, although there are times when that's exactly how it seems to work. And we can access this almost magical feeling of confidence whenever we want, simply by using the power of our mind in a positive and meaningful way. And it's what we tell ourselves that really affects us in our daily lives. What we tell ourselves really does determine how we feel. So, if we tell ourselves that we feel anxious, worried, fed up, and that's exactly how we're going to feel. Whereas if we tell ourselves that we're going to feel calm, relaxed, and in control of ourselves and our lives, then guess what? That's how we're going to feel. And it's true, isn't it? What we think and say to ourselves affects the way we feel physically. Those unwanted negative thoughts and feelings generate unwanted emotional and physical responses in our bodies. So what we tell ourselves really does have a tremendous impact on our lives and determines not only how we feel, but ultimately what we can or can't do. So why not begin by using the power of your mind to tell yourself you can start again from this very moment, living your life each day in a full and meaningful way, enjoying each and every moment, appreciating the wonder of being alive and well, here and now, realising there's no need to worry either about anything that's happened in the past, or maybe more importantly, what might happen in the future, because we both know it might never happen. The past and the future are only products of our thoughts, interpreted by what we tell ourselves, moment by moment. And as our lives consist of all these moments, then life can pass us by very easily. So, if we spend time using our thoughts to worry about the past or the future, then we become trapped in that cycle of negative thinking. It's so much easier to become involved in the moment, completely involved in the moment, completely involved in everything that's happening around you. And when you do, you'll find it so much easier to remain calm, comfortable, and so relaxed, at peace with yourself and everything around you. So why not tell yourself that each and every day is an opportunity to feel relaxed, confident, and so much more in control of your thoughts and feelings. And this will happen easily and naturally because you choose to feel these things by using the power of your mind, and you'll begin to notice and enjoy the positive changes in your life as you enjoy every day, feeling more alive, more motivated, more confident, and noticing just how good you feel in your body, more energized, more healthy, aware of how easily you now function, both in body and mind. And as you now tell yourself that each and every day, how relaxed and comfortable you feel, growing in confidence, more and more, your mind feeling clearer than ever, becoming more focused, seeing any problems for what they are, putting them in perspective, and dealing with them so easily, so effectively, and so confidently that it comes as a pleasant surprise, and you begin to wonder why they ever caused you any problem in the first place. And then you realise that it really doesn't matter, because those things that used to bother you before are in the past, and they just don't seem to bother you anymore, because you know you can just leave them behind in the past, where they'll never bother or trouble you again, because you've learnt the key to success in life, and that's confidence. Confidence in your ability to deal with whatever life has in store, day by day, sure in the knowledge that confidence is building slowly but surely, and with every breath you breathe and every word I speak, until you rapidly become that confident, self-assured individual that you always wanted to be, that you are now, and will continue to be, today, tomorrow, and every day for the rest of your life. Starting now, more and more, you will realise that happiness and unhappiness are due to your own thoughts, the way you think about situations. You'll be able to shift your thoughts the way you think about situations. You'll be able to shift your thoughts to the positive aspects and look at the positive aspects of living, enjoy every day. You'll become more and more aware that if life situations are not the way you always want them, you will work to change them without frustration and without anger, without being bothered. You will work to change things that are not the way you want them, but you'll do it with a calm and a peaceful mind, being at ease and at peace with the universe. You'll become more and more aware that everyone has problems in living, but you'll also be aware that as you become more mature, that you can face problems with a calm mind, with strength and determination to work to improve them. When you cannot change things, you will accept them calmly. You'll be aware that anger and frustration do not help, and you'll realise that life is too precious and too wonderful to waste it in being bothered over little things, little annoyances. Starting today, you'll work to change anything that is changeable, that you can change with peace of mind, without being bothered, without frustration, without anger. You'll be less and less worried about the future, problems of the future, dangers of the future, which will never occur anyway. Most of the things you worry about won't happen anyway. You'll let the worries go. You'll enjoy the day. You'll let yourself go. You'll enjoy yourself as worries drop out of your life. I want to remind you, your life can be fun. Every phase of your life can be a joy. And of course, it all now depends on you. Because you, and only you, can allow thoughts to live in your mind. And how you think determines how you feel. And how you feel influences the world around you. And you can learn to choose your thoughts with awareness of their power. You can see beneficial thoughts in your mind. And day by day, you'll find more and more how important it is to choose your every thought with care. Because the thoughts you seed in your mind, the concepts and beliefs you accept with feeling, inevitably become your own living reality. How you choose to think today influences all of your tomorrows, and your life is too valuable and too miraculous to be left to chance. For this planet is a game player's planet, and the big game in life is kind of a treasure hunt, with the real you is a hidden treasure, and the real you is a treasure worth finding. For you, there's no greater treasure on earth, and it's an easy game, because life is meant to be easy. In fact, you can find your way to the treasure house within whilst you relax. may of course wonder how the subconscious control mind can so easily arrange for you to achieve whatever objectives you have in mind. Once you detach your thoughts from problems and make a firm decision about the direction which you want to go, this is understandable because each and every one of us has a vast bit of reality, a force field of creative mind power that we've been conditioned by fear and ignorance to fail to explore. A veritable treasure house of health intelligence and life understanding. The way this life-sustaining mind works is governed by strict universal laws, for whenever you allow your conscious mind to become focused on your problems, you drag your problems into the future with you, and they automatically attract still more of the same. Your own negative thought patterns provide the psychic energies that feed your problems and keep them alive. So just relax and switch the polarity around and focus your thought energy on how you want things to be, rather than how you don't want things to be. And withdraw all of that thought energy from the problems, so that you attract the solutions. You attract good fortune like a magnet. The control mind now knows what you want, and what you want, or something even more useful, presents itself, as though what you've always been seeking has somehow always been seeking you, seeking to find creative expression in your everyday living reality, and the incredible fact is that it has. And this is the fresh pattern your subconscious control mind will now carry forward from your childhood to your adult life. Free from the problems and self-limiting influences that only arose through misunderstandings and false beliefs, you're entering a new world of experience, a new quality of life, a more elevated mental and emotional vantage point from which the best options and opportunities in life are always available, will always be seen. Now, while you are pondering on these thoughts, I want to tell you a short story. Three nomads were preparing to sleep. It was pitch black in the middle of the desert and it was getting cold. They had parked their camels, taken what they needed from the saddlebags, pitched their tents and rolled out their sleeping mats. They were just about to settle down for the night when their attention was attracted to a curious glowing light on the horizon. And as they watched, the light brightened, it gained intensity. It gleamed and it glowed and it glistened, galloping towards them, until it filled the whole of the night sky, and they knew, each one absolutely knew, they were in the presence of some kind of divine being, and they waited for the words which they knew would come. And the words came, and the words said, "Go forth into the desert, gather as many pebbles as you can, and tomorrow will find you delighted, disappointed, and very, very curious." And that was it. There was no more, only silence. And the light receding back from where it came from, until all was dark again, except for the twinkling of the stars high in the black night. And the nomads were furious. "What kind of god is this?" demanded one. "Gather pebbles? Who does he think we are? Rubbish collectors. I belong to a proud race that I should stoop so low." Another added, "Now a real god would have done things differently. A real god would have shared secrets with us, would have told us how to eradicate poverty and suffering, or how to prevent global warming, or how to irrigate the desert. A real god," said the third, "would have given us the key to success, given us the winning lottery numbers, shown us how to become rich and famous. But perhaps because of the memory of the purity of the light, or the resident authority of the voice that spoke the words, the nomads went out into the desert, still grumbling, and moaning. And they gathered a few pebbles and threw them grudgingly into the depths of their saddlebags, and they went to bed. The next morning, the nomads rolled up their sleeping mats, they dismantled their tents, stowed them in their saddlebags, and set off for the next oasis. They rode with the sun arching high overhead, across steep dunes and through deep rocky canyons. They rode all day until, as the sun sank in the west, they saw its reflection glinting on the lake at the centre of the oasis they sought. And they went through the ritual they went through every day. They parked the camels, they pitched their tents, and they unrolled their sleeping mats. And then one of the nomads went over to look for something in his saddlebag, and as he rummaged around, his hand closed onto something small, round and hard. A pebble. And when he pulled it out, and to his amazement, he discovered it was a diamond. He couldn't believe it, and he searched for and pulled out the others, calling to his companions, and they too found that all their pebbles had become diamonds. And you can imagine how delighted they were, until they realised how few they had collected the previous evening. And you can imagine how disappointed they were. But after a while, they got to thinking about the meaning of all of this. These pebbles, which the previous night they had considered so worthless, were now precious, and they began to wonder how many other things in their life, things that they had previously considered of little or no consequence in the past, might have had a value they hadn't discovered or considered yet. And they began to get more and more curious about discovering meanings under the surface of things, which now they were beginning dimly to comprehend with growing excitement and wonder. Once upon a time there were two trees growing by the bank of a river, a tall tree and a small tree. And that young small tree, it knew how to wave and dance in the breeze. It knew how to be very flexible, and when the wind blew, it enjoyed changing its perspective. It enjoyed just dancing and moving and dancing. It would see so many things when it changed its perspective, and that big tree was so inflexible. It used to envy the small tree, but it was a little bit scared of changing its perspective. It was a little bit nervous about it. So one day, it asked the small tree, how do you do that? How do you change the way you see things? Change the way you enjoy things? And the little tree said, well, you must kind of let go and you just let it happen. And so the next time, when that wind blew, the big tree really wanted to let go. And the little tree said, you can do it. You can make those changes. No need to be afraid. Your roots go down deep into the ground, and you can have inner stability, even though you're moving with the winds of change, enjoying the dance, that inner dance of life, and you can allow that to happen all by itself. And that big tree was so happy, feeling its way into a new way of seeing things, and because it had a new way of seeing things, it also had a new way of recalling things, bringing back images when it wanted to recall the dance. And that big tree also learnt as it got more flexible in its behaviour and in its perceptions, that what it once thought was the horizon was really only a limitation it was placing on itself. And as it danced and swayed and danced, it could see further and further, fields beyond towns. It could even see the sea in the distance, and it was so happy to have a new way of seeing things, so happy to know that it could recall in a new way pleasant images and pleasant memories. Now Now each and everything you do better than you've ever done before. You approach each new task with complete ease of mind, knowing that you're relaxed and in a perfect frame of mind. Calm, relaxed, and confident. Every day your confidence grows. That means that tomorrow your confidence grows, and the day after, it grows stronger than before. As you practice being more and more confident, so your confidence grows and becomes stronger, as more and more, your feelings of self-worth become strong and powerful. Each day with each new situation, whenever you need to, you take control, you calm your mind, disregard your troubles, and you are calm, relaxed, poised, competent, and confident. You are your own person. As you leave here today, you go forth into the world looking forward with a new and determined optimism. For you're armed now with new knowledge and understanding of that person you are. Unique and special, your real self. Confident in your own abilities to be true to those values that really are important, and to recognise what is false and inappropriate. Now you love and respect yourself for the person that you are, and you'll be happy with all that you do have. Yesterday is gone, and with it has gone all the influences that can make it different. Tomorrow is but a myth that we can colour with imagination, but today, this very moment, all is real, and for this moment we live. And then, that too is gone, either seized upon and enjoyed, or wasted. You can choose too which reality is yours, and you will you not? You have all the necessary resources you need for everything in your life, and to cope with everything you need to cope with. Always remember that you can do this, and that you've got this.